Well, for more on this, Katie Gregory joins us now from New York. Welcome to the program, Katie. Now, let's rewind a little because earlier this month, McDonald's said it was suing its former CEO for allegedly covering up and lying about his sexual relationships with no less than 3 employees. But now the company seems to be turning up the heat on Easterbrook, doesn't it?
Oh, they certainly are, Oscar, and they're chasing this tens of millions of dollars in severance that they paid to Easterbrook after they parted ways last November when he was fired, of course, for admitting to a consensual relationship with an employee. Now, we're hearing that that could be as much as $57 billion. Now, as you say, last month, McDonald's announced, or earlier this month rather, McDonald's announced that it was suing Easterbrook. And this comes as more allegations come to light. And they are very serious allegations because this isn't just about Easterbrook's relationships with employees, potentially as many as 3 relationships we're hearing, but that he covered up allegations about other employees, potentially through the HR department. Now, McDonald's has announced an internal review into the HR department there. The results of that have yet to be defined, but this is a really serious allegation against Easterbrook. McDonald's said in a statement, the board is going to follow the facts wherever they may lead. So it sounds as if they have some allegations against Easterbrook they need to follow up on. Now, they are saying that this is probing allegations of misconduct levelled at the company's human resources department. And as I said, whether he covered up other employees' improprieties. So, Oscar, as I say, very serious allegations levelled at the former CEO.
Sure are. Now, we're learning quite a lot about the culture of McDonald's under Steve Easterbrook's leadership, a culture that seems to encourage partying and fraternising between senior managers and rank and file employees. Now, the new CEO, Chris Kempczinski, has promised to tackle that. How has he promised to do that exactly?
Well, he certainly has a job on his hands, doesn't he? Because throughout these allegations, we've certainly had a lot of information come to light about the corporate business side of McDonald's and its policies on sexual harassment, in particular, the fact that its former CEO Easterbrook, could have been involved at that level really gives a glimpse and an insight into the workings of the company, and which is why this HR internal review has been ordered. Now, the new CEO on August 10th, he actually wrote an email to employees, I've got it here, stating that McDonald's does not tolerate behaviour from any employee that doesn't reflect our values. Now, he says that includes working together to enhance our culture by continuing to do the things that we do well, developing solutions for how we can improve. And that's what he has to show. He has to show that McDonald's is ready to put this aside after the investigations have been done and move on. And that includes building in a zero tolerance policy for sexual harassment and proving that that is a successful policy as well. There are questions over whether looking into the past with Easterbrook's allegations is enough. And that's where the questions lie, whether McDonald's is appropriately looking into the future to develop those policies. And I think that's what investors are certainly going to be looking at with the company going forward.
As you say, these are quite serious claims against Stephen Easterbrook, but how has he responded to these allegations?
Well, he has, of course, previously denied the lawsuit's claims, but this time around he's remained pretty silent. We haven't actually heard from him recently over these further allegations into him. Now, McDonald's is saying it stands by the complaint despite Easterbrook denying all the allegations levelled at him. McDonald's says that his silence and lies about these issues are a calculated play to exit the company with as much money as he did in a favourable manner, which is a really interesting take from McDonald's. So they're basically accusing Easterbrook of covering all this up to get a better deal upon his departure. So as we say, very interesting that Easterbrook remains silent at this time, but previously having denied these allegations.
Okay, Katie Gregory in New York, thank you so much for that update.